Good morning and welcome to Treetops Raceway Park, home of the crossover. We are proud to present, along with our sponsor, Merch by Meekin, the 70 years of the Corvette Diecast Tournament Semifinals. Today will be the last 8 cars remaining, vying for the 4 final positions for next week. This tournament utilizes the Chevrolet Corvette only. Any casting is legal. Merch by Meekin is the proud sponsor. Get your diecast metal signs, t-shirts, glassware, buildings, and any other promotional products. Contact Merch by Meekin. And here we are at the track. Here you'll see Heat 1 of the semifinals. They are ready to go. They have been through technical inspection. And there you see Group 2 of the semifinals. And we have the Mystery Machine. Here are the top 10 track times. Currently, KC is trying to take over the whole board. And now, for driver introductions for semifinal Heat 1. First off, we have Crexter Sr. from Hot Knots Diecast from the US and a Hot Wheels 1997 Corvette at 59.9 grams. Then we have newcomer Jason Miles from Milestone Racing from the USA and a Hot Wheels 2020 Corvette at 59.6 grams. Then the one and only Crazy Canuck from White Knuckling Motoring Speed Shop in Canada. He'll be driving a Hot Wheels 2020 Corvette at 57.4 grams. And then the one and only Numbskull from Numbskull Racing from the US and a Hot Wheels 2020 Corvette ZR1. And now for semifinal Heat 1, Race 1. Jason Miles and Crexter Sr. on the front row, Numbskull and Crazy Canuck are on the back row. They're off. Looks like Crexter Sr.'s got a decent run. He will pull the whole shot. Jason Miles gets by Crazy Canuck. Numbskull side by side with Crazy Canuck. Numbskull gets the pass. Now Numbskull and Crazy Canuck both go by Jason Miles. Crexter Sr. is leading on into the final turn with the chase pack really tight right now. Looks like Crazy Canuck is pushing on Numbskull trying to get by. He gets him a little sideways, but Numbskull pinches him off to take second place. Right here you see Jason Miles and Numbskull get by Crazy Canuck. And then Jason Miles gets a little sideways, allowing Numbskull and Crazy Canuck to get back by. Right here, Crexter Sr. has this race well in hand, and Numbskull gets a little sideways, allows Crazy Canuck to look underneath. And then he goes on the high side, but Numbskull pinches him off and stays in second place. Crazy Canuck third, Jason Miles fourth, a 9.957 for Crexter Sr. So Crexter Sr. will start the race out with 5, Numbskull with 3, Crazy Canuck with 2, and Jason Miles with 1. And now, semifinal Heat 1, Race 2. We have Crexter Sr. and Crazy Canuck in the front row, Jason Miles and Numbskull in the back row. And they're off. Looks like Crexter Sr. is going to pull the whole shot. Numbskull gets hit by Jason Miles, and Jason Miles gets by him on the inside. Jason Miles is looking at the Crazy Canuck trying to get by. Crexter Sr. is once again taking the lead into the final turn. And here you see Crexter Sr. comes in, Crazy Canuck, and then Jason Miles. And that's the way they will finish. Crexter Sr., Crazy Canuck, Jason Miles, and here comes Numbskull for Ford. Right here you see Jason Miles bumps Numbskull and gets on the inside. Then he sets his sights on Crazy Canuck, but just can't get by. This is a tight group. 10.202 for Crexter Sr. So now with the second win, Craigster Sr. is taking command of this group with 10 points. Crazy Canuck with 5, Numbskull with 4, and Jason Miles with 3. Semifinal Heat 1, Race 3. You have Crazy Canuck and Numbskull in the front row, Jason Miles and Craigster Sr. in the back row. They're off. Numbskull's got a little lead. Here comes Crazy Canuck, but Numbskull maintains that whole shot. We got some beating and banging going back there with Jason Miles and Craigster. Craigster gets by Crazy Canuck. Jason Miles gets by Crazy Canuck. Numbskull is leading them down the final straight, and he will get the win, followed by Numbskull, and then Crazy Canuck and Jason Miles for 4th. Right here you see Crazy Canuck tries to get on high side of Numbskull. Right there you see him try to get underneath Numbskull and can't make it happen, but that opens a door for Craigster Sr. and Jason Miles. But Jason Miles gets sideways coming out of the turn, heading into the last turn. Crazy Canuck gives him a push. He gets going. Numbskull wins. Craigster Sr. second. And Jason Miles gets up on the wall, allowing Crazy Canuck to get by right at the finish. So Crazy Canuck with 3rd, Jason Miles with the 4th. A 10.471 for Numbskull. And this will shake the points up. Craigster Sr. with 13. Numbskull with 9. Crazy Canuck with 7. Jason Miles with 4. So now we're up for semifinal Heat 1, Race 4. We had Numbskull and Jason Miles in the front row. Crazy Canuck and Craigster Sr. in the back row. They're off. It looks like Jason Miles is going to pull the whole shot here, followed by Craigster Sr. Numbskull and Crazy Canuck are all banging around on each other. And it looks like Numbskull is off the track. Craigster Sr. is in second. Jason Miles is checked out on everybody. Craigster Sr. is going down backwards, followed by Crazy Canuck. Crazy Canuck is trying to make an attempt to get by. Jason Miles in for the win. Here comes Craigster Sr. and the Crazy Canuck. Craigster Sr. for second. Crazy Canuck for 3rd. And Numbskull with a DNF. Right here you see Numbskull trying to get by Craigster Sr., who gets pinched off, and then Crazy Canuck gets into him, and right there you see Numbskull go off of the track and get stuck up on the wall. Craigster Sr. is already backwards, and he will continue the rest of the race like that.
A few moments later.
But Jason Miles handily takes this race. We'll see if Larry can't get Numbskull back to the pit area. A 10.202. Let's see how this shakes the points up. A 5 for Jason Miles takes him to 9. Crazy Canuck with 2 takes him to 9. Numbskull's at 9. And Craigster Sr. has 16, so Craigster Sr. is moving on, and we have overtime for the first time at Treetops Raceway Park. 3 cars tied at 9. So we will have 3 laps, rotating positions. The fastest winner will get the inside lane, which was Jason Miles. Numbskull's on the outside. Crazy Canuck is in the back row. They're off. Jason Miles has got a decent lead. He does pull the whole shot. Numbskull in second, Crazy Canuck in third. Jason Miles is moving pretty good. Looks like Numbskull is getting a run, but he hits the wall. And now him and Crazy Canuck are getting into it. Jason Miles will lead them into the final turn. With Numbskull and Crazy Canuck, Jason Miles takes first. Numbskull in second and Crazy Canuck in third. Jason Miles is trying to make a statement in this tournament. As you see him get that whole shot right there. Numbskull tries to cut down, but he's already by. And right there you see Numbskull and Crazy Canuck getting into it. Luckily they're both able to continue on and finish. We have 4 points for Jason Miles, 2 for Numbskull, and Crazy Canuck gets 1. Semifinal overtime, Heat 1, Race 2. You have Numbskull and Crazy Canuck in the front row. Jason Miles in the back row. They're off. And it looks like Numbskull is gonna pull the whole shot. Jason Miles gets by Crazy Canuck. Numbskull gets spun and hits the wall. Jason Miles is making a pass on the inside of Numbskull. Jason Miles will take the lead, followed by Numbskull and Crazy Canuck. Jason Miles will lead them into the final turn. Numbskull gets up on the wall. Crazy Canuck knocks him off. Jason Miles takes another win. Numbskull for second, Crazy Canuck for third. Right here you see Jason Miles gets a good run and gets by Crazy Canuck. Hits Numbskull. Numbskull's already backwards from hitting the wall on that turn. And then he gets the inside line and takes it and goes by. He is trying to make a statement here today. And right there you see Numbskull was up on the wall, but Crazy Canuck takes him off, allows him to get back to the finish. So they will finish in the same order as the previous race. Jason Miles now with 8, Numbskull with 4, Crazy Canuck with 2. Semifinal overtime, Heat 1, Race 3. You'll find Crazy Canuck and Jason Miles in the front row, Numbskull in the back row. They're off. Crazy Canuck and Jason Miles have got a decent run. Crazy Canuck gets the whole shot. Jason Miles is in second, Numbskull in third. Jason Miles is on the outside. Gets by Crazy Canuck. Crazy Canuck and Numbskull are trying to catch Jason Miles. Jason Miles is leading them into the final turn. He comes out and will take his third straight win, followed by Crazy Canuck and Numbskull. Right here you see Crazy Canuck has a nice run on that outside line. And then here, Jason Miles finds a hole on the inside and he takes it. And then he runs it onto the outside and makes the pass stick. And he takes off and gaps them. What a statement by this rookie driver. Three straight wins for Jason Miles. 10.695 for Jason. Jason has a clean sweep in the overtime for 12 points. Numbskull with 5, Crazy Canuck with 4. So Jason Miles will be moving on to the semifinals, along with Craigster Sr. And now, for semifinal Heat 2 introductions. Starting us off, we have Sam Hall from Team DR3TK from the US in his Hot Wheels 1997 Corvette at 60.0 grams. Next up is KC from Blue Line Racing in the USA in a Hot Wheels 1997 Corvette at 60.0 grams. Then we will have Big Stank from MQH Racing from the USA in a Hot Wheels 2005 Corvette at 58.3 grams. And finally, Flip from Flips Racing in the USA in a Hot Wheels 1978 Corvette Stingray at 59.5 grams. And now for semifinal Heat 2, Race 1. We have KC and Sam Hall in the front row, Flip and Big Stank in the back row. They're off. KC appears to have the whole shot. He does, getting by Sam Hall. Sam Hall in second. Flip just makes a pass on Big Stank and looks on the inside of Sam Hall. Sam Hall covers him. KC is checking out, leading into the final corner. Here comes Sam Hall. And there goes Flip. So you'll have KC coming in for the win. Yes. Here comes Sam Hall. Sam Hall will take second. And here comes Flip. Flip will take third. And it appears we lost Big Stank. Big Stank had a rollover. Right here you see KC gets a jump. Right here you see Flip get by on the inside of KC. He looks at the inside of Sam Hall, but Sam Hall pinches down on him. And right here, we can't see what happens to Big Stank, but Big Stank gets over on his roof. KC will take the win, followed by Sam Hall. Right here, KC gets a little crazy, bouncing off the wall. We might need to put a better wall and fence up there along that front stretch to keep those spectators safe. We'll see if we can't get Big Stank checked out, back to the infield. A 9.077, which is a new track record for KC. So KC with a 9.077 knocks Biff off the top of the board. So with that win, KC leads with 5, then Sam Hall with 3, Flip with 2, and Big Stank has 0. Now for semifinal, Heat 2, Race 2. You have Sam Hall and Big Stank in the front row, KC and Flip in the back row. They're off. Looks like Big Stank, maybe Sam Hall, KC has got, we lost Flip. Flip flipped. We have Big Stank in first, Sam Hall, then KC. Big Stank is going to go down and lead them into the final turn. Right there, you just saw KC gets on the inside of Sam Hall and makes that pass. KC is coming in for second, and Sam Hall for first. Big Stank won that. Flip got hung up on that. Right there, you see him hit the open track and gets rolled over somehow. Sam Hall was on the inside of Big Stank and just couldn't make that pass. And you see KC sizing him up. He's got Sam Hall right where he wants him, and going in here, he goes on the inside and makes that pass. Right here you see Big Stank leading in the final corner all by himself. KC covers Sam Hall for the rest of the race to take second, and Sam Hall for third. We get Flip checked out. Get his car back, a 9.850 for Big Stank. So with that, we have KC with 8, Sam Hall and Big Stank tied at 5, and Flip with 2. Now for semifinal Heat 2, Race 3. We have Big Stank and Flip in the front row, Sam Hall and KC in the back row. They're off. It looks like Flip's going to pull the whole shot. He does. He's got KC right on his bumper. KC is pushing Flip. Big Stank is pushing KC. Flip gets a little bit of a lead. But here comes KC. Oh! Flip pushes him up onto the wall. And KC uses his muscle and makes the pass. KC will take the win. Flip second. Right here you see KC is bumping and bumping. And then you see Big Stank bumping KC. And right there you see that acceleration of KC, and he tries to get on the inside, and Flip says, not today. But KC does not lift. He forces Flip to move over and gets by him in the last turn to take the win. Flip gets second, Big Stank for third, and Sam Hall for fourth. A 10.224 for KC. So with that, KC takes a commanding lead with 13. Big Stank has 7. Sam Hall with 6 and Flip with 5. Semifinal Heat 2, Race 4 is up next. Flip and KC in the front row. Big Stank and Sam Hall in the back row, and they're off. And here comes KC for the whole shot, followed by Flip, then Sam Hall and Big Stank. KC is trying to make a statement in this tournament. He wants to prove that he can build cars for the open track, and he has dominated. KC leads them into the final turn. Right there you see KC leads them in the final turn with a large lead. Flip is sideways, being pushed by Sam Hall. Big Stank is third. Big Stank gets on the outside of Sam Hall, and Flip, he will beat Flip to the line. Big Stank will take second. Right here you see Flip and Sam Hall getting into it. And they're still beating and banging as KC comes across the line. You'll see Flip and Sam Hall are still pushing on each other, trying to get around, and it causes them to slow down. Big Stank takes the high line and has enough momentum and just beats Flip at the line. A 9.120 for KC. That was a dominating performance by KC. Another one on the board with that 9.120. So he has most of the board now. So with that, KC with 18, Big Stank with 10, and Flip and Sam Hall are tied at 7. So KC and Big Stank will move on to the semifinals. I want to congratulate Craigster Sr., Jason Miles, KC, and Big Stank for moving on to the semifinals. Please hit that like button and subscribe and hit the bell notification. And as always, thanks for watching. Treetops Raceway Park would like to remind everybody that the National Super Truck Series event is still open for signups on redlinederby.com. This is a qualification event. All trucks will qualify.